we're going to talk about deworming kittens. Now, Whinny is 5 months old, so she's a little past maybe small kitten size, but I've been deworming her since she's 6 weeks old when I got her. And she wasn't a feral cat, but I did get her off the streets in my town, and I think she maybe ran under somebody or like got in somebody's car, and she ended up at the post office. And anyways, I picked her up, and now I have Whinny. But let me get her. Okay, and she's a handful, I'll tell you. She wasn't in extremely poor condition when I got her, but she was wormy. And the very first thing I did was start deworming her, which is so important for kittens. They are so healthy when they are, you know, parasite free, and it really starts a good adult life for them, being healthy and everything. Anyways, she's fixing to go get spayed, probably this month sometime soon. And she's my indoor cat, and she probably won't be my barn cat. I have 3 barn cats, well 2, but I have one that's feral and that comes and visits us all the time. But Whinny stays inside with the chihuahuas all the time, and she's a good kitty. And my Winifred, who died last year, I had her 17 years, and she was my indoor cat. And I kind of swear Winifred came back, so she's Whinny too, number 2. But anyways, we'll get to it. She is very finicky about what kind of canned cat food she eats. She's finicky about all food, to tell you the honest truth. But she likes the gravy, and she likes Fancy Feast and Sheba, and that's about it. She doesn't like any pate, which is very strange because I always had cats that like pate. It's going to be hard to get her to not start eating this. She's already eaten a can or one of these this morning. She's an eater. That is for sure. She will eat and eat. Now, the number one question I get all the time is when kittens can get dewormed, at what age? If they can drink milk from a plate, you can mix the dewormer in there and let them lick that up and deworm them from right away. So, you know, just as soon as they can eat, they can start being dewormed. Now, for a teaspoon, she's getting a teaspoon right now. And today I'm using my No More Flea blend that I make and sell, because we did have a little bout of fleas in the fall this year. But she's getting a kind of a heaping teaspoon. I'm going to put that on there, and she's probably going to go, please mix it in. The regular dewormer, this has regular deworming base, the Diatomaceous earth in it, but it does have stuff in there to kind of repel fleas, but it still will deworm them. You going to help me? You going to help me stir it? Yeah? Oh, didn't like that I put that in there? Yeah, thank you. Okay. There you go, baby. Now she'll eat that up. Now that has a little tiny bit of garlic in it, which she kind of likes. She loves people food. Did I get some on your face? She loves any kind of people food, so, which I think is very strange. She loves, you know, chicken and fish and salmon and all that kind of stuff. I cook for her a lot. But she's already eaten a can. Come on, kitty, 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 kitty. You got to eat your food. Here, look, look. Kitty, 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 kitty. See, a lot of them can be finicky too. And, which she might be full. But, it's, for the most part, I don't usually ever have a problem with her eating it. But I never let her see me put it in either. I mix it up way ahead of time and then give it to her, and she doesn't know the difference. And I've noticed, I've had customers through the years that have had cats that wouldn't eat stuff like that, and I've told them, I said, are your cats watching you put it in it? Because they are that smart. And they switched it up where the cats couldn't see it, and they ate it. So, you know, sometimes that's a factor. But she's already eaten one this morning, and she's already been wormed last night. And right now what I'm doing for her regimen is I'm only doing her like 2 to 3 times a week for a maintenance dose right now. But we did have fleas in the fall So we could have tapeworms now, especially in cats. Anytime you have fleas, you're going to have tapeworms. So I'm just trying to catch anything that I might have with the flea problem that we had. But our fleas are almost gone because we are at the end of November, and we're going to get a couple freezes here pretty quick. So, and we've had some cold nights, but not enough to really kill the fleas outside. But anyways, deworming your kittens is super, super, you got to do it. And when I have like a little, when I got her at 6 weeks old, is about her age she was, I did her for a full 10 days every day. And once I knew I had, gotten rid of all her parasites, then I went to her maintenance dose about 2 to 3 times a week. And I did that because we did have the fleas towards the, the end of the thing. But you could go down to like once, with kittens, I would definitely do at least once a week, all the way up to a year old. And that really gives them, it just gives them a boost, and it frees up their immune system. They don't have any parasites, and kittens are into everything and eating everything, and eating stuff off the floor, and you just don't know. They do feed cattle diatomaceous earth, food grade diatomaceous earth, for weight gain. Now, if you research it, and people who take it and everything, it doesn't make you gain weight. And there's been a lot of controversy on that too. Whinny's very perfect. Her weight is perfect. She's a chunky cat when you pick her up, but she's a pillar of health. Her coat is beautiful, and this is why the farmers do this. Is it scrubs out the colon and allows you to absorb all your minerals and nutrients better. And that, then you won't have skinny calves that go to market or something, You're going to have nice, plump, healthy looking cattle. And that's why they do that. And it does that for anything. It just kind of cleans out the colon. It's a gentle scrub. It's very abrasive to, invertebrates and things like the worms, and kills the worms and everything. But for our mucous membranes, it cleans stuff out, but it doesn't irritate the mucous membranes at all. That's been studied a bunch. So it's good stuff. Food grade diatomaceous earth. Now you can just go, I think Amazon has a Harris brand. I'll link that down below. And you can just use food grade diatomaceous earth to deworm your kittens. But, and feral kittens, feral cats and everything, that's a good option. But if you, if I add, because there's a lot of die-off in there, I add things that support the immune system and the detox system. So vitamin C, probiotics, I add lemongrass, olive leaf. Those things are really, really good to help during especially for cats that are in really bad condition, because as the worms die in their stomach, there's a lot of toxins and the body gets rid of them anyway. You don't have to do this, but it helps, especially if you have a sickly cat. But I do sell mine in I have it here on YouTube, in my YouTube store now. That is amazing. I absolutely love that I have that, because after 14 years of selling it on Etsy, they took it off. And now I kind of have a couple back on, but I'm not allowed to say anything about it in their description or anything. And they wouldn't tell me that. And they just took it off and said, you're not allowed to sell it. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that whole thing. But I do have it here in my YouTube store. I have it on my website. And I still have a little bit on eBay. eBay didn't take it off, but they told me after I sell out of it all that it needs to be EPA registered and all this other stuff, which it doesn't. Food grade diatomaceous earth is on the list for exempt. So it does not have to be, it's not regulated, and it doesn't, you just have to label it correctly, which I have and everything. So good stuff. Get some food grade diatomaceous earth and feed it to your kittens, and you will have big, fat, beautiful, healthy cats as they, get older. And I really believe keeping the parasite load down throughout their entire life. I have noticed I have much healthier pets, less disease, less tooth decay, less throwing up in my cats. been a game changer, just keeping them very dewormed at all times, you know. What? Kitty, 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 come here. Come here, Whinny. Come see us. Come on, kitty, 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 kitty. She's a hoot. She's a beautiful kitten. I love her so much. I do, I do. But anyway, share this around if you know anybody who takes care of feral cats or has a new kitten. It's wonderful stuff. Just share it around, and if you want to buy mine, you can. You want to buy the flea blend, you can. The difference between the flea blend, there is brewer's yeast and all kinds of other things in here to repel fleas, and it makes up a bulk of the ingredients, so they get a little less of the diatomaceous earth than like the deworming. So a lot of my customers that want to use both, they'll buy both, and then they'll do the 10-day deworming and then move to this for the maintenance doses. This is great stuff to help repel. It's not a silver bullet, but it helps in your natural arsenal of, you know, your flea regimen and everything. This summer when I haven't had fleas in like 10 years, and this summer when, the end of summer when I got them, I had a friend come with his dogs that had fleas, his little Yorkies, and he brought them out, and we set them on my picnic table, and I started dusting them and doing all the stuff I do with my flea powder. And I didn't realize that all those fleas jumped off immediately into my grass. And then I have 13 dogs, and my dogs all ran out, you know, and played that afternoon and picked up those fleas. And I didn't pay attention quick enough. Usually if you can jump right on it, when you see a flea, one or two, you can get rid of them quickly. But like a week later, I'm noticing everybody scratching, and I start looking, and I'm like, oh gosh, we have fleas. So I've been dusting everyone, and we've been super wet here in Oklahoma, tons of rain, and it's just been hard. It's really hard to use diatomaceous earth in the rain because it dries the fleas out, and the moisture in the air kind of cancels it out, and so the fleas live longer. So it's not the best option in a super humid climate, but if you're arid or something, it'll kill them pretty quick. But we're about, we're down to, we almost have 0 fleas now, and I keep dusting them. And like I said, we're fixing to get a freeze. If you live in Florida or California, that's some of my biggest states I ship all my stuff out to. They don't get cold enough in the wintertime to kill their fleas. So I lived in California all my life is young, and I remember my mom always battling fleas, you know, even in the wintertime. So I like living in a climate where you have the 4 seasons, you know, for sure. But anyway, share this around. Give me a like if you like it. And subscribe to my channel. I've got lots more videos coming. Got so much stuff coming. It's unreal. I'm trying to pull away from Etsy a little bit and maybe do a lot more YouTube. And because I put all my eggs in one basket in Etsy, and they, you know, they about killed me. So anyways, and we are in my tiny house today. It's still completely under construction, and but we're pretty cozy. We've been staying in here and stuff, me and the dogs. And Whinny, this is her home right now. She does go to my shop every day with me in her little crate, and she terrorizes my shop. But anyways, we'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.